Welcome to the Coyote Den in Roswell at Roswell High School. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and this is Lady Eagle basketball. Your tiebreaker tonight between Hobbs and Carlsbad. The ladies ending up the regular season both at 5-1 in district, and the Hobbs girls at 23-3. The Carlsbad girls at 23-3 on the season. So tonight is going to decide the regular season championship. So it is important. It's here on a neutral court in Roswell, and we are expecting some fireworks. Now, I thought that that's what we would have on Friday night, expecting a much closer game, but Hobbs just took care of business at Tasker Arena and defeated Carlsbad 59-28, and that set up tonight's tie-breaking game, TJ.
Well, it certainly did, and of course, no stranger to tiebreakers in this district, boys and girls, but you're absolutely right. The Hobbs Lady Eagles taking care of business to end the regular season, and that was a must-win game for them because they had to win that because they lost at Carlsbad to force this game here tonight. The winner of this game, obviously, it's the number one seed in the district tournament. Will go on to play in the championship game Friday or Saturday, depending on when the schools get all that worked out.
And tonight, the games will be going on tomorrow night. It will be Clovis and Roswell High playing, and the winner of that game will move on to Thursday night to play the winner tonight. The winner tonight, actually, the loser tonight will play on Thursday, yes. And then the winner tonight gets that bye for the next two games and goes right to the championship game of the district tournament. So that's another reason why Hobbs wants to win tonight. Then they get a few days rest, and they go right into the championship game, and they likely will turn around and face Carlsbad again. But that's why you play them, because anything can happen. So this is important tonight to try to win tonight, to remain at number one and to come out as regular season champions. And then, of course, the David. Number 24 is sophomore Carolina Size. Number 30 is senior Desiree Bosquets. Number 33 is 8th grader 5'7" Caitlin Muniz. Number 34 is 6' sophomore Alana Bolton. Number 42 is 5'8" junior Tiana Richardson. And 52 is freshman Kylie Kondo. And it was a balanced scoring sheet for the Lady Eagles on Friday night. Bryn Hargrove led with 18 points, but you had a double-double from Kendall Cunningham on Friday night, also with significant production, points-wise, offensive production. Brett Clay, Nakaya Mojica, and Jayla David, they all posted points, assists, steals, blocks. I mean, they were just firing on all pistons and playing such a good game on Friday night. So lots of points and lots of time and minutes for some of the younger players off the bench as well. So looking good on Friday night. We'll see if the Hobbs Lady Eagles come in looking as sharp tonight. They need to. They definitely need to. And we will go back. We'll take a break coming up here. TJ Miracle solving some technical difficulties for us here behind the scenes, but I think we're on and up, and hopefully we just thank you for watching, for listening, and joining us. And we thank our sponsors in our pipeline: Thriftway, Hydrotech Services, Coffee House, RS Foods, Outlaw Grill, Albertsons Market, Unismod Supply, and Last Construction. So we are in about 3 or 4 minutes right here from the Coyote Den in Roswell. And welcome back to the Coyote Den in Roswell for the Hobbs girls and Carlsbad girls battle for supremacy of the regular season. They ended up with 5-1 ties, and that forced this playoff game at a neutral site tonight. The winner tonight gets the regular season championship crown and moves on to be seeded number 1 in the District 4-5A tournament. And as you can hear, the girls are being introduced. Hobbs girls have been introduced. And they're doing the Carlsbad introductions. Carlsbad, I think that the number of fans, TJ, it's about even. It seems like Carlsbad's a little more vocal right now, but I think the black and gold will definitely be putting their lungs into it pretty soon.
Well, I have a feeling. Of course, a little bit shorter trip for Carlsbad up here to Roswell High, South Roswell, where we are at the Coyotes Den at the high school. Roswell High, so a little bit shorter trip, about an hour for them,
right,
as opposed to 2 hours from folks from Hobbs. But
it's a neutral site.
It is neutral.
It's neutral, but it's not the halfway point between the two places. There probably really is only one point for that, and it would have been Artesia would have been even closer to Carlsbad. So, but it is Roswell High tonight. Your starters tonight: Abby Dugan, Sepulveda, Estrada, Myers, and Younger for Carlsbad. And for Hobbs, Clay, Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, and David. And Hobbs needs to have their perimeter game sharp tonight. You know, Brett Clay hit 3 3-pointers in that game on Friday night. And Kendall Cunningham hit a 3 as well. And Bryn Hargrove had 2 triples. So here we go. And the tip is controlled by Carlsbad. Dugan's got it. Passes it off to Sepulveda. Sepulveda back to Dugan. Mid-court, getting worked on. Nice tight defense by Hobbs so far. Tossing it around left side, over to Estrada. Then back center. Then back to Allie Myers. Then back over to the right to Dugan. Carlsbad working around the perimeter. Oh, and a steal. A pass is taken away by Mojica and then taken back away by Myers. So the teams trade turnovers. And Carlsbad's got it. Now they're going to work around the perimeter again. Dugan moving back midcourt, then to Myers center court, then over to Estrada, into Sepulveda. Sepulveda just stops and tries to pop a shot. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. Hobbs has it, and that's Mojica with the first rebound. Gives it off to Clay. Clay works over to the left side. Gives it to Hargrove. Back to Clay. Clay now moves over to the right outside the arc to Mojica in the right corner. Mojica back to Clay midcourt. Carlsbad giving them some space. Not real tight on Hobbs right now defensively. Just keeping them out of the paint, though. Hobbs working it around. Give it to Kendall Cunningham. Kendall to Bryn Hargrove in the left corner. Bryn thinks about the 3. Has no room. Carlsbad, good defense of that. They know who our 3-point shooters are. Hobbs gets it into the right corner. Mojica takes it. Gets it over to Clay. Clay to Hargrove. Now Hargrove drives the baseline, then kicks it out to Cunningham at the free throw line. She puts up a shot, won't fall. Fight for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. And are they going to say it's the last touch by
Carlsbad?
Carlsbad. So it'll be Hobbs ball.
Good pressure underneath. Nice job blocking out and a good fight for the rebound. Hobbs gets it back off of the touch by Younger.
And we're still scoreless. 6:29 left to play in this first quarter. Mojica going to inbound just to the right of the basket. Gets it in. Oh, meant for Clay, but taken away by Sepulveda. She's going to drive down, put it up from the right side. 2 points. Carlsbad on the board. First. Hobbs coming the other way. Again, passing around outside the perimeter. Mojica gets it, and from the right corner, pops a 3. Makes it 3-2. Hobbs leading. Carlsbad coming down. Allie Myers across the timeline, right side. Gets it to Sepulveda. Now over to Dugan on the left. Back to Myers. Back to Dugan. Oh, and Brett Clay right in front of her trying to take it away. And it goes out of bounds. No foul. Just goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hobbs. Dugan will have it. Inbound near midcourt. And I believe for tonight's purposes, Carlsbad is the home team tonight. Carlsbad inbounding it. Myers over the left side. Gets it to Estrada. Estrada gets it to the corner. Back out to Myers. Oh, and a bounce pass interrupted by Jayla David. Quick hands. Knocks it out. Stays Carlsbad ball, but good hustle. Carlsbad will inbound. That is Estrada right in front of the Hobbs bench. Gets it into Myers. Myers getting worked on by Hargrove. To Estrada. Then to Younger. Estrada steps back, tries to pop a 3, won't fall, and Dugan with the rebound. She's got it on the right side. Muniz in the ball game now for Hobbs first time. Carlsbad trying to look for somebody inside. They're passing around the outside. Estrada's got it in the left wing now into Younger. Now give and go right in the lane to Sepulveda. It won't fall, and that is Clay with the rebound, her first. Bringing it down right side, drives in, kicks it out to Cunningham. Cunningham bounce pass to David, and it goes out of bounds. David says it was off of Sepulveda, but no, it was last touch by Hobbs. So
looked like that from up here, but the guy in the stripes didn't see it that way. That'll be the third turnover for the Lady Eagles, but they do lead 3-2.
They do, 3-2 with 4:58 left in this first quarter. Carlsbad inbounds, kind of trapped up in the back court. Oh, bad pass. Kind of caught Allie Myers not looking. Now Sepulveda takes it across timeline, getting worked on hard by Hargrove. Gives it to Myers. Myers drives in, then pulls out around the outside of the arc, right side. Gets it to Duke in center court, and then into Younger, right in there. Hobbs just kind of lost her. She was standing right there, posted up, and put it in from the left for 2 points. Makes it 4-3, and Hobbs wants to take a timeout. We will take it with them back in 30 seconds with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball from the Coyote Den in Roswell. And welcome back to Roswell High with Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball, the tiebreaker between Hobbs and Carlsbad. This is for the regular season championship and the top seed in the district tournament. Hobbs out of the timeout. Joey Carpenter took. Hobbs inbounds in front of their bench. They get it in. Clay gives it to Cunningham. Back to Clay on the right side, then to Hargrove. Clay drives in. Top of the arc. Gives it to Mojica on the left side, left wing. Mojica into the left corner. Clay drives in and kicks it over to Cunningham, but it's taken away, and that's the fourth turnover by Hobbs. Sepulveda's got it. They get it down to Dugan. Dugan getting worked on hard, double teamed by Hobbs. Now to Myers. Myers, it gives it to Sepulveda. She puts up a shot, won't fall. Cunningham with the first rebound for her in this game. Give it back to Hobbs. Hargrove's got it now. Drives in, puts up a little jumper, and a floater floats in. So 2 more points for Hobbs, and the first 2 for Hargrove, and makes it 5-4 Hobbs lead, and then a whistle sounds.
Good pressure on the inbound, yes, and knocked away by Hobbs and off of Carlsbad, so it'll be Hobbs basketball. Second turnover for the Cavegirls.
And 4 turnovers for Hobbs in this so far, but Hobbs girls heating up here, heating up, lighting up. Inbound it to Hargrove over on the right side. Hargrove back to Mojica. Mojica thinks about the 3, gets it to Hargrove center court. Over on the left to Clay, back to Hargrove. Now into Cunningham. Cunningham just to the right of the basket, puts it up. Nothing but net. 2 points for Cunningham, makes it 7-4. And 3:28 left to play in this first.
Good movement for the Lady Eagles there. They found Cunningham on that back baseline, and she was wide open. Good shot.
Carlsbad, Dugan with it at midcourt, getting swarmed by Hobbs. Somehow leaves the basketball off for Sepulveda. Then in the right corner, Clay comes in, gets a hand on it, and they call jump ball. Good hustle by Clay, forcing that tie ball. So it'll be Hobbs ball. Mojica inbounding to Clay. No pressure in the backcourt. Clay crosses right side, gives it to Hargrove. Hargrove to Cunningham near midcourt. Cunningham looking for room, drives in, top of the arc, gets to Hargrove. Back now to David. Now to Clay. Clay fights, then pulls back. Hobbs resetting a little bit. To Mojica on the left wing, then all the way over in a bad pass, stolen and then turned right back over to Brett Clay. And then Bryn Hargrove takes a 3-point shot from the right wing. She is deadly in that location and makes it 10-4. And Carlsbad getting trapped up in the backcourt. Myers sends it to Younger. Oh, and Hobbs wants to travel. There was no whistle on it. Bad pass, though, picked up by Hargrove from the court. Gives it to Mojica. She tries a 3-point shot. It's short, and it falls. And the Sepulveda will have the rebound, her second. Gives it to Myers. Myers over to Dugan. Now Dugan in the left corner. Estrada taking a shot. Won't fall. And Clay with her second rebound brings it down. goes all the way down the court, thinks about the three, instead leaves it off for Hargrove on the right side. Hargrove's going to drive over to the left, give it to Mojica on the left wing. Mojica slowing the pace down a little bit, pulling back. Carlsbad just trying to keep Hobbs out of the paint. Hobbs working it around the perimeter. No, and Mojica takes a three-point shot, won't fall. And Cunningham and Myers go up for the rebound. They're fighting for it. I think I saw Myers push it out of bounds, but
yeah, Myers touched it last. It'll be Hobbs basketball.
But it's first there's a timeout, and we will take it. It's a full 60 seconds. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. They're winning this one 10-4 in the first quarter. And back from Roswell High School with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. And welcome back to the Coyote Den in Roswell, your neutral site for Hobbs Carlsbad basketball. The tiebreaker tonight here, and Hobbs is winning out of the Carlsbad timeout. It'll be Hobbs basketball. It's 10-4 with 1:45 left to play in the first. And so far, Hargrove has 5 points in this game. One of them a tray for Hobbs. Mojica popped a three, and Cunningham has added 2 points. Mojica will inbound to Cunningham right underneath the basket. Cunningham trying to put up the shot's going to get fouled. I think they'll call Younger for that. Let's see. Yep, Younger, it's her first foul, and it's the first team foul. Remarkably clean first quarter, a fast-moving one, too, for both of these teams. It's a run-and-gun style ball. Cunningham at the line, eyes it, skies it, and puts it in. She has been tremendously consistent at the line for Hobbs all season long. She was 4 for 4 at the line on Friday night. And the second one up, and it rolls in, but there's I think a lane violation, and Cunningham, so they are not going to call.
Yeah, they're going to wave it off.
They're going to wave it off.
Like a missed free throw. So
right, so it'll be Carlsbad's ball because the lane violation was on Hobbs. So Allie Myers will inbound, and to Gonzalez in the game for the first time for Carlsbad. Allie Myers has got it, gets it to Dugan. Dugan passes it up to Sepulveda. Sepulveda back to Dugan. And now Carlsbad is making those very quick, sharp passes, trying to keep it out of the hands of Hobbs. Gonzalez puts up a three, won't fall. Younger wins the rebound battle, her second, puts it up and in for 4 points for her now, 11-6. Hobbs leading, coming the other way. Hargrove's got it. Going to slow things up, move around to the left, get it to Mojica, back to Hargrove. Top of the arc, over to Mojica. Mojica looking for Clay. Clay drives in, puts up a shot. No foul, no call, and it's short, and it's picked up by Myers, her first rebound. 11-6, 55 seconds left to play in this first quarter. Hobbs is leading, but Carlsbad's got the ball across the timeline right side. That's Sepulveda getting worked on hard. Good tight defense by Hobbs on this. Looks like Carlsbad. Oh, Sepulveda by herself. Thought about the three, did not take it. They continue to work it around the left side, almost stolen away. Mojica gets a hand in on it. It's knocked away. It goes to the floor. Jayla David chases it, looking for a tie ball, and they're going to say it is going to be Hobbs' ball.
Carlsbad.
Nope, Carlsbad's ball. Nope, he motioned, and I saw Mojica going over there, and I thought maybe it was going to be Hobbs' ball, but it is not.
But that's still a good hustle play for the Lady Eagles. Get it loose, and then Jayla goes flying across the floor and manages to corral it.
And Mojica also getting kind of, I think, bunged up in the fray there. Carlsbad inbounding. Dugan's got it top of the arc. They get it to Gonzalez on the right wing. She drives in, gets it back to Dugan, almost stolen away by Mojica. To Myers, back to Dugan. Dugan over to Gonzalez on the right wing again, into Younger in the right corner. Then across to Myers all by herself. She tries to pop a three. It's way short. Younger picks it up. Well, it's on the ground. She hasn't picked it up yet. But Myers manages to get it, take it, put it over, try a shot, and gets fouled in the process. So what a melee that was.
Well, it was, and Hobbs is going to have to do a good job inside against Younger. Even though she's wearing that knee brace, she still moves good, and she is the tallest kid on the court, and she has a lot of experience, so you've got to be sure that you account for her every time down the floor.
Younger misses the first one. She's got 4 points in the game and 2 rebounds as well for Carlsbad, actually 3 now. And the foul was on Kendall Cunningham, her first and the first team foul against Hobbs. Second one is up, and that one is no good. Nice rebound by Jayla David, her first. David brings it down, leaves it off for Mojica. Mojica, 1 second left. Nobody gets it in time to put up a last shot, but that's okay. Hobbs leading by 5 points at the end of the first quarter. Your score is 11-6. Hobbs winning. We'll be back with the second quarter. More Hobbs Lady Eagle and Carlsbad basketball from Roswell High School. This is Lady Eagle basketball on Hobbs Sports YouTube, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, Eagle 100.5, Facebook, and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to the Coyote Den in Roswell with Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and thank you for watching and listening tonight. Hobbs is in the lead in this one, but man, it has definitely been a high-energy, fast-moving, fast-paced game so far. At the beginning of this second quarter, Hobbs is leading 11-6. Very little fouling so far, and Hobbs will inbound at midcourt. Bryn Hargrove gets it to Brett Clay. Brett Clay back to Bryn. Bryn to Kendall Cunningham in the left corner. Thinks about the three, but she's got somebody in her face. That's Sepulveda. She pulls out, gets it to Clay. Clay to Mojica on the left wing. And back to Hobbs. Hobbs. Clay gets it to Mojica. Then to David in the right corner. Then back out to Mojica as Carlsbad again keeping Hobbs out of the paint. Hobbs looking to either drive in or set up a nice three-point shot. And Clay does take it, but it's no good. Mojica comes up with that rebound. Gets it over to Kendall Cunningham. Kendall puts up a shot. It's no good. And this time the rebound by Sepulveda, but a whistle sounds. And they're going to say she traveled, so turn over the ball. That's the 5th turnover for Carlsbad. And give the ball back to Hobbs. That is Mojica. She will inbound underneath the Hobbs basket, looking for Hargrove. Hargrove takes it and then just stops and pops the shot without a thought. Beautiful, nothing but net. Hargrove, her second three, puts Hobbs up 15-6. Carlsbad coming the other way. Across the timeline, they pass it to Allie Myers. Myers to Dugan. Dugan all the way to the left to Estrada. Estrada to Younger underneath the basket. She wasn't in position to take the shot, though. She has to kick it back out. Now Dugan's got it. She tries to pull the trigger on a three and doesn't make it. Fight for the rebound. A whistle sounds, and they are going to call the foul on number 32, Allie Myers. That's her first. It is the second team foul on Carlsbad. It's on the floor, so give the ball to Hobbs. Mojica inbounds to Clay. Clay to Hargrove. Hargrove to David in the right corner. Back to Clay. She drives in. Little turnaround spin move. A jumper in and out. Oh, it's tough, but Cunningham with the rebound. Her second, and she gets it to Hargrove. Back to Cunningham at the free throw line. Kicks it to Clay. Drives in, pulls back out. No room. To Cunningham, and now over to Hargrove in the left corner. She pops a three. That's her third tray of the game and makes it 18-6. Hobbs leading Carlsbad. Oh, and great defense by Hobbs in the backcourt, trapping him up. And a timeout is called because Carlsbad's girls were going to have to cough up that basketball, not getting it out in time. Smothering defense by Hobbs girls, and we'll just keep it right here this time during this timeout. 18-6 your score as Hobbs has stretched it out. It was 11-6 at the end of the first, and now 18-6 and in the second quarter. And Carlsbad wants to talk about it. Coach Enlow gathering his girls. Hobbs on a hot streak. They have forced turnovers. They have stolen the ball. Their three-point shooting is just on fire tonight. Hargrove with 3 trays so far. Mojica with a tray. Cunningham with 2 points and then 1 at the line. So that's your scoring so far. Now, the rebounding is about even for these, but the turnovers and the points off of those turnovers really have been the difference in this one, TJ Miracle.
Well, it certainly has, and Hobbs has really picked up the pressure. They came out a little bit slow, but then found their rhythm and started through it, and they've done a much better job rebounding. They got out-rebounded in the first quarter 7-5, but they've toughened up inside, and they're cleaning the glass a lot better now as things have evened up a little bit.
All right, and coming out of this timeout, it'll be Carlsbad basketball. They'll inbound over in the corner at the end of their bench. They get it into Younger, back to Myers. Myers still got a backcourt problem. They got to get out of it. Sepulveda to Myers. Myers comes across left side. Going to take it all the way. She stumbles but manages to bounce pass it over to Younger. Younger puts it up and in from the right side. Makes it 18-8. 5:53 left to play in this second quarter. Hobbs has got it. Clay brings it down, gets it to Hargrove, back to Clay. Clay moves over to the right, gets it to Mojica. Mojica back to Clay. Clay looking, working, getting worked on by Dugan. Not very tight though, but you got to watch it. Dugan can steal, and she'll do it. She's trying to pick the pocket now. Clay trying to take care of the basketball. Passes off to Bryn Hargrove. Hargrove going to move it over the left. Gets him to Mojica, back to Hargrove. Hargrove drives him now. Kicks it back out to Mojica. Now to Kendall Cunningham in the left corner. To Hargrove, to Mojica. She stops, pulls up, tries a 3, won't fall, but Clay gets the rebound, her third, and keep it to Hobbs. They get it to Cunningham over in the left corner. She tries to put it up. It won't fall. Jayla David with the rebound, and on her putback, she gets fouled. Let's see. They call that on Younger. Is it going to be on Younger or Sepulveda? It's in an act of shooting, so she will go to the line. It is on Younger. That's her second foul, and the third team foul on Carlsbad. Jayla David at the line. TJ, you're
nice job by Jayla. She blocked out, got position on Younger, and went in and gets the first free throw.
Nice. So that's her first point in the game, but she's already got a couple of rebounds to go with that. 19-8 is your score. I had that home and away flip-flop there, but that is fixed now. Oh, and the second one, no good. The rebound by Younger. Oh, and taken away. Kendall Cunningham takes it. So another turnover, 6th one for Carlsbad. Give it to Hobbs. They're working around the perimeter again. Clay over to Hargrove. Now a nice pass into the lane into Cunningham, and give an assist to Hargrove on that. 2 points for Cunningham. 21-8 now. 4:41 left to play in the second. On the inbound, stolen by Clay, given to Hargrove. Hargrove tries to pop a 3, won't fall, and Myers with the rebound, her second. And coming down, I believe they're going to call Hobbs a foul as Younger got the ball, and they're going to call that on Mojica, her first, and the second team foul on Hobbs. It's on the floor. Myers will inbound, and the teams did trade turnovers there. They inbound, get it to Estrada. She's just going to take it across timeline, getting worked on by Mojica. To Dugan. Dugan getting worked on by Hargrove. Tries to pick her pocket. Dugan leaves it off for Myers over here on the right side. To Dugan. Bounce pass to Younger in the right corner, then over to Estrada from the left side, and nothing but net. Her first 2 points makes it 21-10. 4:07 left in the second. Hobbs has it. Mojica to Clay. Clay brings it down center court. Pulls back, getting worked on by Dugan. To Mojica, to David, to Cunningham, and in the lane to Clay. Clay tries a little turnaround jumper, and it's blocked out by Younger. Taken away.
Yeah, just a little push against Younger right in front of you. Not going to work. You're going to have to get a little airtime on her.
And, you're going to have to jump a little bit sooner or a little bit later, one or the other. And Carlsbad passes to Younger right underneath the basket. She fumbles it for a moment but gets it back and puts it up and in. 21-12. That's 4 unanswered points that Carlsbad has. You can't let them build momentum here. The Lady Eagles need to answer and get the momentum back. They get it to Cunningham, top of the arc, over to Clay. Clay now to Mojica, into Cunningham, kicks it out to Clay. She pulls up, tries to take a three-pointer. In and out. It falls out. Cunningham moves and gets the rebound, grabs it, gets it back to Clay. Clay to Mojica, to Cunningham, top of the arc. Cunningham over to Hargrove on the left side. Back to Mojica. Oh, almost goes out of bounds. She corrals it, gets it back. Leaves it off for Mojica. Boy, Carlsbad keeping Hobbs out of the paint right now. Hobbs now bounce pass into David. Now she's going to try to drive in the lane. No room, though. Younger right on her. Kicks it out to Clay. Clay to Hargrove to Mojica in the left corner. She's up and good. A three-pointer, her second tray of the game, makes it 24-12. Hobbs leading, 2:27 left to play in the second. Carlsbad's got it in the backcourt. That's Sepulveda. Pulls back. Gets it to Dugan on the right side. Mojica working hard on her. Mojica's got one foul on her. Passes over to Estrada. Estrada. Now Carlsbad kind of slowing the pace a little bit. Passing around the perimeter. Myers has it, top of the arc. Estrada on the left. Oh, and then a bad pass taken away by Cunningham. Nice. A nice steal. She takes it down, gets it to Hargrove in the right corner. No room. Cunningham gets it back. And now they pass it around to Mojica. Mojica takes a three, and the ball gets knocked and bumped away. Dugan had it, but Mojica took it away. Tries to put up a shot. Cunningham with the rebound. The putback no good, and it's a Sepulveda with the rebound for Carlsbad. She brings it down all the way. Kicks it out to Myers on the right wing. Myers over to Estrada on the left wing. Now to Dugan, center court. Top of the arc to Myers, right side. All the way over to Estrada. And now into Younger. Younger kicks it out. Dugan to the right side. Myers thinks about the three. No room. Good guarding by Hobbs there. That's Hargrove and Clay right there. Now to Estrada on the left side. Estrada is going to pass it to somebody. It turns out to be Myers. Dugan, center court. So Carlsbad resets. Now it's Hobbs' turn, keeping Carlsbad out of the paint. And Myers having trouble, almost loses it. Gets it to Younger, though. Hobbs lost Younger. She is standing right there in the posting up to the left, and she puts it up and in. 2 more points for her, 24-14 now.
And she's got 10 in the ball game, and she actually had that shot earlier in that set, but she just decided not to take it.
Yeah, I think she was slightly under the basket, just a little too far toward the wall. Hobbs passing it around, trying to get it to Jayla David right under the basket, and it goes over her head, out of her hands, and it will stay. I don't think she touched it, though, so I think it will stay Hobbs basketball. Goes out of bounds, last touch by Carlsbad. So 24-14, Hobbs 10-point lead, 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Hobbs up by 10 now. The inbound is stolen away. Turnover by Hobbs, their 7th. Manise trying to corral that back. Can't get it. Myers takes it across timeline, right side. Passes to Dugan out center court. Dugan passes to Gonzalez in the game now for Carlsbad again. Passing around, Dugan moves up and puts up a shot at the free throw line, won't fall, and the rebound by Younger, and her putback won't fall. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carlsbad. It'll be Hobbs' ball.
And
7.5 seconds left. That's it in this second quarter. Hobbs bringing it down quickly. That is Clay taking the inbound from Manise. Now passes it to Jayla David. She tries to pop a three at the top of the arc. It won't fall. And at the buzzer, your score, 24-14. Hobbs with a 10-point lead at halftime. And we'll be back with your halftime show in 3 minutes from Roswell High School. This is Hobbs Lady Eagle Basketball on Hobbs Sports YouTube, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, Eagle 100.5, Facebook, and HobbsAmerica.com. Back to the Coyote Den in Roswell, your neutral site for this Hobbs and Carlsbad battle for the regular season championship. Hobbs Lady Eagles are leading at halftime 24-14, a 10-point lead. They led 11-6 at the end of the first, and now 24-14 at half. And you're listening and watching on Hobbs Sports YouTube, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, Eagle 100.5, Facebook, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle, and 24-14 your score. Let's talk about how we got here. Starting with Carlsbad, you're leading. This is interesting because in none of the games that I have called for the teams this year has Younger led in points, but she is tonight. She's got 10 points and 6 rebounds is what I've got for her, and then you've got 2 points for Sepulveda, 4 rebounds and 1 steal. 2 points for Estrada. Then you've got a rebound for Dugan and 2 rebounds for Myers. 13 rebounds total is what I've got, and Carlsbad goes 0 for 1 at the line.
Well, actually, it was 0 for 2 at the line.
0 for 2 at the line. Okay,
and,
there we go.
Yeah, on the rebounds, Dugan had 3, Sepulveda with 4, Myers with 2, and then, as you mentioned, Younger with 6. So 15 rebounds as a team for Carlsbad, and they turned the ball over, as you mentioned, 9 times. 6 in the first, 8 in the second. That's how they get to their 14.
And Hobbs girls had your leading points scorer right now is Hargrove with 11. She's also got an assist. Then Kendall Cunningham has 7 points and 4 rebounds. And you've got Mojica with 6 points, both of them trays, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. And then you've got 2 points, 2 rebounds for Jayla David, and 3 rebounds for Brett Clay. I've got Hobbs down for 11 rebounds total. They go 1 of 2 at the line, and they turn the ball over 7 times.
Well, actually, they went 3 of 4 from the line.
3 of 4. All right.
Yeah,
thank you.
Went 1 of 2 in the first quarter.
Okay, that's my first quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just looking at my first quarter numbers.
Brett Clay with 4 rebounds, Mojica with 2, 4 rebounds for Cunningham, 2 for David, 12 rebounds collectively as a team for the Lady Eagles, 11 points in the first and 13 in the second. That's how they get to their 24 on the board.
That's right, 24-14, 10. Yep, I was looking at just that first quarter on the free throws, but not a lot of fouling at all, total. This has been a very fast-paced, fast-moving game.
Just 5 total fouls between the two teams.
It is pretty amazing, and it's not because the refs are letting a lot of physicality go, just a bump or 2 here or there, nothing really egregious. The teams are just playing hard, fast, heavy, and they're playing pretty cleanly. So right now, the rebounds, as you said, I had only had written down 11. You've got 12 for Hobbs. I've got 13 written down for Carlsbad, so they're very even on the board in just about everything. I mean, only a couple of turnovers difference, only a couple of, 1 rebounds difference. Really,
the difference right now
even.
Difference is the outside shooting.
Right, outside shooting. Hobbs has made, the 2 trays by Mojica, 3 trays from Hargrove, and that is the difference, is that Hobbs has been able to keep Carlsbad out of the paint except for Younger, who's been sneaking in and, getting in the back door and positioning under, and Hobbs has just kind of lost her and allowed her to get in there and post up and get the points underneath the basket. That's how Younger has gotten her 10 points. So, but Hobbs is making up for it with the perimeter shooting, as Carlsbad keeping it out of the paint more. That's okay, because Mojica and Hargrove have had the hot 3-point hand, and they have been able to do that. Cunningham in there getting those rebounds, fighting for rebounds. Brett Clay rebounding, even Mojica rebounding, Jayla David rebounding. So it's really nice to see such offensive production, on the part of so many, on all of the starters for the Hobbs girls. And they've had some bench help, some minutes in there. Muniz coming in for a little bit, and I think
Muniz is the only bench player that Coach
she's the only one that they've had in. But we'll see. He did play and got Vasquez in there on Friday night, and Armitage saw significant minutes on Friday night, and Bolton was in there as well. So we'll see. Coming back, just a couple of minutes left in the halftime for these teams, taking a breather, getting ready to come out, and a lot on the line with this game tonight. The winner is the regular season champion and gets the top seed in the District 4-5A tournament, and does not have to play till that championship game, which would be either on Friday or Saturday, just depending, right? Now, the loser tonight will play on Thursday at their home court against the winner of tomorrow night's game between Roswell High and Clovis. Hobbs girls are back out on the court and getting a nice round of applause from the Hobbs faithful who made this trip. This is, of course, a neutral site chosen, and a longer, as TJ pointed out, a longer trip for the Hobbs fans and the Hobbs girls to make for this. But the Hobbs girls definitely want this win to make their life easier this week and to make it better to protect that #1 ranking in 5A across New Mexico as well. They really need this win. We'll be back in 1 minute to get the third quarter underway. Second half of Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball coming up from Roswell High on Hobbs Sports YouTube, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, Eagle 100.5, Facebook, and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to the Coyote Den in Roswell at Roswell High School for Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. Lady Eagles coming out and taking some warm-up shots. Carlsbad, I didn't notice. We may have been talking. Did they take any warm-up shots at all?
I'm not sure they did.
I think they just came straight out from the locker room and sat down on the bench. The whistle or the buzzer has sounded. So we're getting ready to tip off the third quarter. Looks like the starters will be back on the court for both teams. That's Dugan, Sepulveda, Estrada, Myers, and Younger for Carlsbad. It's Clay, Mojica, Hargrove, Cunningham, and David for Hobbs. 24-14 your score. Hobbs is leading this one with third quarter just about to get underway. Carlsbad will inbound at midcourt on our side. Dugan into Sepulveda. Sepulveda across timeline center court. Pulls up, top of the arc. Gets it to Estrada on the left side. Estrada to Younger. Younger to Dugan on the right side. Bounce pass into Myers. Myers, no place to go. Kicks it right back out to Sepulveda. Over to Estrada on the left wing. Over to Dugan right side. Carlsbad just very deliberately trying to set things up. They get it to Sepulveda. She tries a shot from the free throw line. It won't go. Younger gets the rebound to fight for it. And now trapping up triple team on Dugan over in the right corner near the Carlsbad bench. And it's a tie ball as Mojica gets her hands on it. And the arrow goes the way of Hobbs. So
bad pass by Younger to get in the corner, and then Hobbs just swarming like a pack of sharks.
It really was because of that tight defense that caused that turnover for sure. The tie ball, which ended up turning it over to Hobbs. Hobbs has got it, working around the left side. Clay now. Top of the arc, gets it to David. David drives in, gets it back out to Clay. She tries to pull three and pops it from the right side. The first tray for Brett Clay and her first points in the ball game. 27-14. Carlsbad's got it. They give it to Dugan. Dugan getting worked on by Mojica. Pops it up. Little pop-up pass to Myers across the timeline. Now gets it to Sepulveda. Sepulveda pulls up, tries a three. Oh, and it rolls in. I thought it was going to bounce out, but Sepulveda gets it in. It's just a two-pointer, though. 27-16. Hobbs coming the other way. Clay across the timeline, almost stolen away by Sepulveda. Mojica's got it. Now she gets double-teamed, trapped up. Oh, and Dugan picks the pocket of Hargrove and gets it. Mojica almost tries to get it back, can't. Myers has got it for Carlsbad. So 8th turnover for Hobbs.
Very important for the Lady Eagles to play their game in the second half.
Dugan puts up one. Won't fall, gets her own rebound, passes it off. Now to Myers, top of the arc. Carlsbad resets. Sepulveda drives in, kicks it to Estrada. Estrada pulls the trigger on a three, won't fall. Dugan with her third rebound. Passes it over, Estrada. Now into Younger. Younger gets it to Dugan. Dugan pulls the tray, and the trigger pulled, but no good. And Clay with the rebound, her fourth. Gets it to Hargrove. Hargrove stops and tries to pop the three. It doesn't fall. Air ball and saved by David. She kicks it out to Clay. Clay jumps for it, won't fall, and it's Myers with the rebound. But the whistle sounds, and we're going to have, Myers was on the floor. No, I think David was on the floor, and so they just pulled her off. It'll stay Carlsbad basketball, and subs coming in for Carlsbad and for Hobbs as David goes off limping just a little bit, and it is going to be Bosquez in. They inbound to Younger to Myers. Myers now to Sepulveda. Sepulveda getting worked on by Armitage in the game for the first time for Hobbs. Now to Myers. Myers pulls up, gets it to Dugan. Dugan into Sepulveda. Sepulveda pulls up, tries a jumper. Tries a three, won't fall. Cunningham with a rebound, her fifth. She brings it down, gets it to Mojica on the right wing. Passes to Clay, top of the arc. Back to Mojica, right side. Hobbs looking for position, gets it to Cunningham, top of the arc. Over to Armitage on the left corner. Armitage getting worked on by Myers. She drives in and puts up a little hook, won't fall. Younger with the rebound.
8 rebounds now for Younger. They've got to watch her on the glass.
And Carlsbad in the backcourt. Now they get it up to Gonzalez in the game for Carlsbad. To Sepulveda, kicks it out to Myers. And now in the lane, a bad pass intended for Younger, and it goes to Bosquez instead. Bosquez passes it off. Clay with the ball, gets it to Armitage on the right side, tries a three, won't fall. Mojica with the rebound on the left side. Kicks it to Clay. Clay back to Mojica. She wants the three. Myers in her face. Passes it to Bosquez instead. Oh, and it goes both to Cunningham and to Clay. And then Mojica on the left side puts up a shot. Air ball, won't fall. It's brought down. Carlsbad's got it, and they're going to call the foul on Hobbs.
Yeah,
Mojica and Hobbs faithful do not like that call.
Well, I think a little bit of frustration building on Hobbs. They've had some looks, but all of a sudden they've kind of lost the shooting touch a little bit. Fortunately, Carlsbad doesn't seem to have found it yet either. Hobbs still up by 11, 27-16.
27-16 is your score. Hobbs is leading, but neither team has scored for a couple of minutes, a couple of clock minutes now. Carlsbad inbounds. And still in the backcourt, that's Sepulveda. Drives across the center, gets it over to the left, over to, I believe that is Oliver. And Oliver pulls up and pops a three from the left, just outside the left arc. Makes it 27-19. Carlsbad pulling up. Hobbs needs to get those points back, keep their foot on the gas. Her hand on the ball, and they're going to call the foul on Younger. That is her third. That's the good news for Hobbs, as that's the third foul on Younger.
Hobbs has done a nice job, though, keeping Younger away from the baseline in the paint. They've done a much better job so far in this third quarter, making her not quite so much a factor.
Yep, good observation, and it'll be Hobbs' ball since it was on the floor. Muniz will inbound to Clay, midcourt. Clay passes it, gets it back, center court, into Cunningham. Now over the head of Muniz. She can't hang on to it, goes out of bounds. That's going to be I've got 9th turnover for Hobbs.
That's what I've got.
All right, 9 turnovers for Hobbs. They can't afford, got to take care of the ball. Can't afford to give it away. Could be points on the board coming by Carlsbad. But no, Carlsbad has to get out of the backcourt, and they can't so far. Smothering defense. Hobbs thinks that the whistle should have.
Yeah, they got it up at 9 and 9/10 seconds.
Just barely. They pass it over. There's a shot up in three-point territory. No good. Oliver took it. Didn't fall. Hobbs with the rebound. Hargrove's got it. She drives in from the right, and they're going to call the block. Or they're going to call. They're going to call the block foul. And let's see who they call that on. And it'll be it was not in the act of shooting, and it's going to be on 50 Gonzalez. So her first foul, third team foul against Carlsbad. Hobbs inbounds to Hargrove, leaves it off for Cunningham. Now to Muniz. Hobbs having fumble fingers. They're going to really watch that. Carlsbad can force turnovers too. Give it to Hargrove. She pulls up, pops a three. Beautiful shot. Her 4th tray of the game makes it 30-19. Carlsbad in the backcourt. Hobbs good defensive pressure, but Sepulveda's going to take it across left side. Muniz working on her. Sepulveda looking for room. Dribbles in, kicks it out to Gonzalez on the left, or Oliver actually. She puts up a three. It won't fall, and Clay with the rebound.
When you get a second, Don, I'm getting some texts from folks.
Okay, 30-19 is what we've got.
Okay.
30-19 is what is on the scoreboard, and what we have here, 30-19 is right in the third quarter.
I guess maybe our...
No good. Hobbs tried a shot, and Estrada with the ball brings it down left side, driving into the lane, and the whistle sounds. And it's going to be against Cunningham. That's her second personal foul and the second team foul on Hobbs in this half.
And Hobbs not real happy about that. Cunningham looked like she got all ball, but the continuation through Carlsbad meant she went down and got arm.
And that's Sepulveda at the line. And first is up and no good. So a miss for her. She will get a second. And some words of encouragement from the Hobbs faithful to Kendall, saying don't worry about it, keep playing hard. And the second one up, and that one does find the bottom of the net, so that makes it 30-20 now. 30-20, Hobbs leading by 10. Hobbs will inbound, Clay to Hargrove, back to Clay. She'll run the point, cross the timeline, center line. Center court, gets it over to Moniz, back to Clay on the left side. Moniz hangs up, Clay hanging on to it. Dugan coming after her bit, works over to the right. Pass to Cunningham, kicks it out to Hargrove, bound pass to Moniz. Moniz puts it up and trying for a layup from the right, but she gets fouled in the process. So the basket's no good, but the foul is going to be on number 50, Gonzalez, her second. And it's the third team foul against Carlsbad in this second half, and it'll put Moniz at the line. And she has come off the bench, playing some minutes in this second half for Hobbs. She's at the line, eyes it, skies it, and buries it. So makes it 31-20. And coming out for Carlsbad, I believe that's Gonzalez coming out, and Sepulveda coming back in. Sepulveda and Myers in the blocks in the front for Carlsbad for rebounding. Second one is up, and good too. 2 for 2. 32-20 now. Hobbs leading by 12. Sepulveda with the ball, hanging on to it, passes it off, then gets it to Dugan. Dugan is gonna get fouled.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be on Clay. She just was going a little bit fast, and she wasn't quite ready for her to pull up quite like she did, and so she'll get her first personal. Third team foul on Hobbs, so it's on the floor. No harm, no foul. I mean, there was a foul, but no harm there as it stays on the floor.
Yeah, and it does interrupt the offensive rhythm for Carlsbad. They inbound at the scorer's table, get it in. Dugan's got it, gets it to Sepulveda. Sepulveda kicks out to Myers. Whoa, almost taken away by Moniz. Now to Dugan. Dugan in under the lane, trying to get it to Myers under the basket. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Myers, and that'll be turnover. Is that 10 or 11?
That's 12.
12 for Carlsbad now. 1:05 left to play in the third. Hobbs up 32-20. Inbounding underneath the Carlsbad basket. Hargrove to Clay. Back to Hargrove, right side. Now Clay near the top of the arc. Getting worked on by Sepulveda to Jayla David, left wing. Back to Clay. Clay pulls up to Cunningham. Cunningham top of the arc, over to Hargrove on the right side. Back to Clay. Hobbs moving around the perimeter, playing for position. Moniz along the baseline now, runs over to the right corner. Clay drives in, gets to Cunningham, thinks about the three, and passes over. Back to Clay, left side. Clay's going to move, getting worked on by Dugan. Back to Hargrove. As Hobbs their offensive stalling out just a little bit here, and a bump as Hargrove's got it, and she gets bumped by Sepulveda.
And did a nice job, drew contact there. That's what you got to be a little bit careful about, because they can get you for the offensive foul there too.
And that could have gone either way from my end of it, but she was leaning a little bit, and so it was on the floor, and that's a foul. The first on Sepulveda on the floor. So Hobbs keeps the ball. They inbound. Passing around the perimeter again. Clay into Cunningham. Cunningham into Moniz right underneath the basket. Puts it up. Oh, no good. And Hargrove with the rebound. And gets it to Jayla David. Jayla puts it up and in. Hargrove. And the end of the third quarter, it is 34-20. Those last 2 points by Hargrove giving Hobbs the 14-point lead. And at the end of 3, Hobbs up by 14. We'll be back with Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Hobbs Sports YouTube, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, Eagle 100.5, and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to the Coyote Den in Roswell for Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. At the end of 3 quarters, it's your Lady Eagles still in command of this one, 34-20, but Carlsbad's not going away, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles have got to be careful in this 4th quarter. They can't stall out. They've got to keep their feet on the gas. They've got to protect the ball, and they've got to try to keep this lead or maybe even increase it to try to win this one, TJ.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's we talked about it a little while ago at the start of this 3rd quarter. Hobbs has to continue to play their game. Carlsbad is not really shooting that hot from the floor. You don't want to let them get the hot hand, so you've just got to keep doing what you do.
Carlsbad inbounds from midcourt, passing it around. Dugan's got it in the right corner. Kicks it out to Myers. Myers into Sepulveda, over to Estrada. Back to Myers, top of the arc. Now Dugan's got it. Hobbs, pretty good tight defense. Sepulveda trying to move it. Gives it to Allie Myers. She loses it between her legs, has to pick it up, loses some time passing it around. They kick it back out to Myers. Now Myers to Sepulveda at the free throw line. And Carlsbad just making really quick, short passes, trying to keep it out of the hands of Hobbs, set it up, and get somebody that got younger underneath the basket. They're trying to set up a pass to her, but Hobbs has got really good defense going right now,
yeah,
keeping
great
them
pressure.
from doing that. Really great defensive pressure, exactly. And from the free throw line, Sepulveda pulls up, tries to take it, won't fall, and Cunningham with the rebound. Hobbs has got to make this count. Clay with the ball, gets it to Mojica. She stops, tries to pop a 3, and does! Nothing but net, and that is the 3rd tray for Mojica. Makes it 37-20. Hobbs leading, 6:46 left to play in this game. Carlsbad still in the backcourt. Myers has got it, getting worked on by Mojica. Passes up to Dugan, then up to Sepulveda. She drives in against Cunningham, and the ball is taken away. Hargrove has got it. Nice steal. Hargrove keeps it and pops it. Not a three-pointer this time. She was inside the arc, but still a beautiful shot.
Yeah, great.
Hargrove.
Great 15-footer. She's got 18 in the ball game. Leads the Lady Eagles.
And 39-20 is your score. Carlsbad with the ball. Sepulveda's got it. Gets it to Dugan on the right side, and reaching in for it is Clay, trying to take it away, but they're going to call Clay the foul, the little push foul, because she was right in front of her. Even though she was trying for the ball, she was right in front. So it's on the floor. That is the 2nd foul on Clay and the 4th team foul on Hobbs in this 2nd half.
Hobbs doing a great job, though. Yeah, the foul happened, and you hate to see that, but she's not in any foul trouble yet, and right now the clock is your friend, and if they can – Carlsbad doesn't seem to have another gear.
With the ball, they passing it around. They get it to Gonzalez in the lane. She can't hang on to it, and it's a little bad bounce pass, stolen away by Hargrove. Gets it to Mojica on the left corner. She tries to pop a 3, won't fall, and it is Estrada with the rebound. A fight for it. Hobbs being very aggressive, trying to take it away. Carlsbad keeps it. Get it to Gonzalez, then over to Dugan, then out to Myers. Oh, and then they pass it to Younger again. Hobbs has to, sometimes when they lose Younger, she's right there underneath the basket. She puts up 2, and 39-22 is your score.
But that is Younger's first points of the 2nd half. They've done a nice job on her.
They certainly have. But if you lose her, it's just like that. You're going to get 2 points on you. This time it's Jayla David's turn to take the pass, move through the lane, up and in, and 2 more points for her. Makes it 41-22. Carlsbad coming back the other way. Allie Myers takes it, puts it to the hoop left side, and 2 points for her. Makes it 41-24, and timeout is being taken, and it is going to be, well, we'll be back in 30 seconds. Hobbs leading this one 41-24 in the fourth. Back with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball coming out of the Hobbs timeout right here from Roswell High. And welcome back to the Coyote Den in Roswell. It is Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Hobbs Sports YouTube, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, Eagle 100.5 FM radio, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle, and Hobbs is leading this one 41-24, a 17-point lead. But, man, Carlsbad's the kind of team where you feel like it doesn't matter what kind of lead you have, you're never comfortable. You just feel like you've got to keep the pressure on and keep the scoring going. And it's 5 minutes left to play in this one, 5 minutes and 1 second. But it's Hobbs has just got to keep it going.
Well, they do. Unfortunately, Carlsbad tonight has not shown that they've got an extra gear, especially against this pressing Hobbs Lady Eagle defense. So the clock in the favor of the Hobbs Lady Eagles, to be sure, up by, as you mentioned, 16 points, 5 minutes to go. You're not comfortable yet, but unless Carlsbad finds a different gear, you're starting to feel a little better with about another minute gone.
Yeah, they just have to take care of the basketball. No bad passes, be sure, just like they did. They worked the ball around to Jayla David underneath the basket. Unfortunately, the point blank did not work, and Gonzalez with the rebound. They move it across the timeline and then swarm Allie Myers, almost take it away. Myers to Dugan, back to Myers on the right side, over to Estrada, and now into Younger underneath the basket. No room, though. Good defense. Cunningham right there in her face. So Carlsbad passes around the arc, and now back into Younger. She pulls up, takes a jumper, won't fall. And Brett Clay fighting for the rebound. I believe it just goes out of bounds.
No, Brett's going to get the rebound, and then they're a foul on Carlsbad.
They're going to call it on Gonzalez, I think. Yes, it is on Gonzalez, her third, and that is the 15th foul on Carlsbad in the second half. So on the floor, not in the act of shooting, and that is Estrada coming out of the game, and I did not see who was going in for her. So
looks like they got Sepulveda back in.
Right, okay. Clay with the ball, brings it down, gives it to Mojica. Mojica pulls up. Cunningham gets it over to Clay in the right corner. Clay works back out around, coming out near midcourt, gives it to Mojica. Mojica pulling up. Hobbs can afford. They've got a 17-point lead. They can afford to work the ball a little bit, make Carlsbad come to them. Clay works it in the lane, kicks it out to Jayla David. David to Mojica. Mojica to Hargrove on the left wing. Into David at the free throw line. Now Mojica. Mojica drives across, kicks it over to Clay. Clay drives in, kicks it out to Hargrove, now to Jayla David, where David wanted to be. She puts up a shot, won't fall. Cunningham on the other side fighting for it. She keeps it and gets it to Hargrove. Hargrove into Jayla David, and finally David pulls the trigger and gets it to fall with a nice assist, believed by Hargrove on that.
And a nice job. 6 points now for David.
Very nice. 43-24. Almost a 20-point lead by Hobbs now. 3:15 left to play. Carlsbad with the ball, having trouble hanging on to it. Cunningham almost steals it, ends up on the floor. So does Younger. Carlsbad comes up with it. They pass it to Gonzalez, and she puts it up and in from the right side. 43-26 now. 2:58 left to play. Hobbs still in control. They're slowing down the pace just a little, hanging on to the ball. Mojica to Hargrove, center court, back to Mojica on the left wing. And I believe a timeout was taken.
Yes.
Yes, Hobbs timeout. With 2:48 left to play, Hobbs is leading this one 43-26. And we'll be back with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball from the Coyote Den in Roswell. And welcome back to the Coyote Den at Roswell High School. This is Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball on Hobbs Sports YouTube, Lee County News and Sports YouTube, Eagle 100.5 FM radio, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm Dawn Morgan with TJ Miracle. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles are winning this one. This is a tiebreaker, a must-win for Hobbs if they want to be the regular season champs. It's looking good for them, but the game is not over. 43-26, a sizable lead for Hobbs in this fourth quarter with 2:48 left on the board. And Hobbs taking care of business so far. As you mentioned, TJ, the clock is their friend. It is not Carlsbad's friend.
Well, it is.
And Hobbs has started to kind of just pull back, pass the ball around a little bit, and eat a little clock.
Yeah, you're going to want to pull 35 to 45 seconds minimum off the clock every possession. Carlsbad is going to be forced to start fouling at some point if they want to crawl back into this one here on KEJL Humble City Hobbs.
And Clay inbounds. Passes it off to Mojica. Mojica to Hargrove. Hargrove getting worked on by Dugan. She drives over to the left corner now, pulls out to Clay. Clay to Mojica on the right side. Mojica drives over, pulls back center court, getting worked on by Dugan. Passes to Clay on the right side. Clay now all the way over to Hargrove. Hargrove pulls up, pops a three, in and out, won't fall, fight with the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. It's, let's see, if the last touch, who are they going to say? Last touch by Carlsbad. So Cunningham was there, but Allie Myers and Gonzalez were there to push it out as well.
Carlsbad faithful thinking it was off Hobbs. It was a fight for it under there.
It was a fight. It was close. And lots of arms up in the air. No fouls. Mojica inbounds to Clay, top of the arc. Oh, and yep, and Clay took that little kind of a Euro step, just a slide, and travels, turns the ball over. I've got just 10 turnovers.
That's 10, yeah.
Yep, for Hobbs in the game.
Hobbs has done a pretty good job taking care of the ball.
They have.
More importantly, though, they take 33 seconds off the clock in that possession.
2:14 left to play. 43-26, Hobbs leading. Carlsbad with the ball in the backcourt. Myers gets it up to Oliver. Oliver to Sepulveda, back to Myers just in time across the timeline. To Dugan in the right corner. Over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez getting worked on. Gets it to Sepulveda. She drives in, puts up a shot, won't fall. Hits the backboard, gets her own rebound, and kicks it out. And that was Sepulveda. And taken away. Clay with a steal. She's got it. Drives in. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Cunningham from the right corner pulls up, tries to pop a three, won't fall. Sepulveda with the rebound. She drives down, pulls up center court, works it over to the left. Now over to Dugan on the right. Dugan gets it to Oliver. Oliver to Myers, center court to Dugan. Dugan pulls up, tries a three. Oh, and buries it. Dugan, her first three of the game, makes it 43-29. And a timeout is going to be taken, and we will take it. Be back in 30 seconds with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. They're leading this one 43-29. A minute 14 left to play in the game, and more on the way from Roswell High School. And welcome back to the Coyote Den here in Roswell at Roswell High School. It's your Hobbs Lady Eagles playing Carlsbad for, it's the tiebreaker for the regular season championship, the number one seed going into the district tournament. And it's looking like the Hobbs Lady Eagles are going to win this one. Just a little over a minute left to play in this, and Hobbs is leading Carlsbad 43-29, a 14-point lead. And Hobbs just has to be smart. Take the basketball when they get it. Even if they have a couple of points to give, as long as they get the basketball, and they will inbound from underneath the Carlsbad basketball. Cunningham will inbound as long as Hobbs can take care of the ball. But intense pressure by Carlsbad. Hargrove moves through it, gets it to Clay. Clay crosses the timeline, stops at the free throw line, pulls it up, won't fall. Jayla David with the rebound. Her ball won't fall. And Myers with the rebound. Gets it to Sepulveda. Sepulveda to Dugan, almost stolen away by Clay. And Dugan in the same spot she hit the tree just a couple of minutes ago hits another tray and makes it 43-32, just an 11-point lead now by Hobbs. 47.4 seconds left and a timeout. This time we will just keep it right here.
Yeah, and that is
Obviously,
the final timeout for Carlsbad.
That's it.
So.
Carlsbad, of course, playing, really trying to just win this one through strategy and trying to stretch this out, try to make as many points as they can. I can't believe Dugan was scoreless in the first half, and now she's popped 2 trays within the space of a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, and they've been WNBA distance. Hobbs has done a pretty good job on her, though, most of the game, keeping her from getting those wide open looks. The first tray that she got, she was wide open. That one, a little bit of pressure on her, but she still made it fall. But now up to Hobbs, break the pressure again, and then just dribble it up. Burn some time.
Burn some time. Burn some clock. Take care of the ball. Cunningham gets it into Hargrove, then over to Clay. Clay up to Mojica. Mojica over to David. David puts it up and in from the left with 2 more points and makes it 45-32. Hobbs is not going down by just holding onto the ball. Carlsbad's got it in the backcourt. Hobbs thought that she traveled. Dugan's got it. Just 24 seconds left. Clock is ticking. Oh, and a bad pass as Allie Myers just sends a bullet over Younger's head out of bounds. So it's Hobbs' ball, and Cunningham inbounds to Hargrove, then over to Clay, back to Cunningham, up to Hargrove. She'll cross the timeline. Bounce pass to Mojica on the right wing. Mojica to Cunningham, top of the arc, over to Clay on the left side. I think Hobbs is just going to run out the clock here. 45-32. Hobbs has got it. They're passing it around the arc. 2-1. And this one is over. Your tiebreaker is tied no more. It is Hobbs 45, Carlsbad 32, and Hobbs is your regular season champion. They will go in as number 1 and play for the District 4-5A championship coming up later this week, and we'll be back in just a few minutes to wrap this one up and talk about it. Your post-game show coming up. It's Hobbs 45, Carlsbad 32. More Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball coming up from Roswell High. And welcome back to the Coyote Den as Hobbs beat Carlsbad 45-32 and won the tiebreaker, is your regular season champion and number 1 seed going into the District 4-5A tournament. And Hobbs really led all the way, 11-6 at the end of the first, 24-14 at half, 34-20 at the end of the third, and now 45-32 your final score, as it really was Hobbs all the way in this one. Here's your scoring for Carlsbad. Your leading scorer was Carla Younger with 12 points. She had 8 rebounds to go with that. You also had Dugan with 6 points. They were 2 trays and 5 rebounds. Sepulveda had 4 points and 6 rebounds. Then you had Estrada with 2 points, 2 rebounds. Myers with 2 points, 5 rebounds. And Gonzalez with 2 points, 2 rebounds. And Oliver with 3 points. For Hobbs, your leading scorer was Bryn Hargrove with 18 points. She had a pair of rebounds to go with that, 2 assists and 1 steal. Then you had Mojica with 9 points, 4 rebounds, a steal. You had Jayla David with 8 points, 3 rebounds. Also, you had Brett Clay with 3 points, 5 rebounds. Jayla David, I said 8 points, 3 rebounds. And you had Moniz with 2 points, both of them at the free throw line, and a steal for Desiree Vasquez. So I'll let, and Hobbs turned over the ball only 10 times in that game, while Carlsbad turned it over 16. And I'll let you do the rebound, total rebounds, and points at the line, TJ.
Well, thank you very much. Carlsbad on the night finishes up with 27 rebounds collectively as a team. You mentioned Younger. She led the way for the rebounding brigade for Carlsbad. They just go 1 of 4 from the charity stripe. Hobbs doing a very nice job tonight, not fouling and not letting Carlsbad get to the line tonight. So a good job there. 16 turnovers, as you mentioned, for Carlsbad. For the Hobbs Lady Eagles tonight, their leading rebounder was Cunningham and Clay, each with 7. Hobbs did get out-rebounded in this game, as Hobbs only had 23 total in the ball game, but still, when you win by 13 points, you can go with that. 5 of 6 from the free throw line were the Lady Eagles, as you mentioned. 10 turnovers, and the big victory tonight, 45-32.
It's interesting. Hobbs also got rebounded on Friday night. I believe it was 29 rebounds for Carlsbad and 26 for Hobbs in that game Friday night. So the rebounding wasn't the difference. The difference is Hobbs was able to control Younger for a bigger portion, especially in the second half. They did an amazing job. Younger scored 10 points in the first half. She only scored 2 in the second half. And they kind of controlled her rebounding as well. She had 6 rebounds in the first half and only 2 in the second half. So that made a big difference right there. And Hobbs really moving around and taking care of the ball, not turning it over as much. They did better at the free throw line, but again, the free throws really were not a big factor in this game because fouling was not a big factor. Both these teams playing hard, heavy, fast break basketball for the most part. Lots of passing and clean, crisp, quick passing in this game, but Hobbs managed to have more steals and force more turnovers in this game and made more points off of those turnovers than Carlsbad did, TJ.
Well, they did, and a nice job all told for the Lady Eagles. Now they get to take a couple days off and get ready to probably play Carlsbad again here in just a couple of days.
Yeah, that's the thing about this is that, yes, Carlsbad will now play on Thursday night at their home gym against the winner of the Roswell-Clovis game tomorrow night, and then the winner of that Thursday night game will meet Hobbs at Tasker Arena for the District 4-5A championship game, and that's to be determined. It could be either Friday or Saturday, as I understand.
Right.
Is that right?
I'm thinking it'll be Friday, but
okay.
I know that Coach Wilson will let us know as soon as they get all that worked out for sure.
Yeah. Nice job, really, by Hobbs and Coach Joe Carpenter as far as really dominating this game and playing Hobbs' game most of the part. Carlsbad didn't go away, kind of tried to knock them off their game several times. Hobbs got a little rattled 2 or 3 times, but not enough to ever, give the lead away to Carlsbad. So good job tonight. And again, it's likely going to be Hobbs-Carlsbad at Tasker Arena for that final game. It will probably be the final home game. And we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thanks again to all of our sponsors: NMR Pipeline, Thriftway, Hydrotech Services, Coffee House, RMS Foods, Outlaw Grill, Albertsons Market, Eunice Pump and Supply, and Lasco Construction. Also give a shout out. It'll be Hobbs boys playing on Thursday night
Right.
at Tasker Arena, and they will play the winner of the game tomorrow night between Roswell High and Clovis.
They will, so best of luck to them. Of course, district tournaments going on for all 5 Lee County schools. We'll have all of them across our family of stations, and they're turning the lights off on us. Wow, I feel like we're at home. So, all right, I guess that means time to wrap it up.
All right, and we do. Thank you very much. So once again, Hobbs winning this game against Carlsbad. Your final score, 45-32, and we'll be back with more Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball later this week on your stations, Eagle 100.5, Hobbs Sports YouTube, Lee County News and Sports, and HobbsAmerica.com. Thanks to Tiff Stuber for producing and engineering. And for TJ Miracle, I'm Dawn Morgan saying so long from the Coyote Den in Roswell.